Hi, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photography talks. Today I want to talk about gear, specifically the Polaroid 160. So this is a new project for me. So I saw this at an antique store for $25, and they were having a 20% off sale. So it was a little less. But they don't make film for this. And I know they don't make film for it, and I thought, you know, that looks like the kind of camera. Some of them had like really nice Schneider lenses or Roden stock lenses that you could actually control shutter speed and aperture. And this one doesn't. This one has like a couple of speeds. The widest speed is 8.8 f-stop, and it's like a 1/25th of a second. But I thought, what if I were to put 125 speed 4x5 film into this? And I looked it up before I bought it. And it turns out that if you pull this lever down and you open the back, you can store some coins in here. And then I tried it. This is a piece of 4x5 film that was a wasted photo from another thing that, you know, I was using as a junk shot. And it talked about, I was reading it online, you have to make sure that the notch is in this upper right corner when you load it in the dark. But if you do that, this pressure plate will hold it in place. I have no experience with this. But I'm going to go out and I'm going to load one sheet of film into it. I'm going to close it up and I'm going to walk around and I'm going to shoot it like a point and shoot camera for one 4x5. I just love the idea of 4x5 with viewfinders. I have the Bush Pressman, I have a speed graphic. This was just sort of like one of those $25 toys of what happens if you shoot. It has a rangefinder in it, so it actually has a focus aid. It has a viewfinder in it, so I actually can see what I'm getting as opposed to needing a 4x5 camera with a cloth. And again, for a walk-around camera, just want to go and shoot one frame of 4x5 plus maybe some Rolleiflex or some 35mm Leica. What would this do? And I guess I'm a little bit of a experiment or explorer with film. I like to make film a playground. I like to use it to try things. And this is one of those things where I'm like, definitely it's a conversation piece. I took it to the coffee shop the other day, and everybody's, even just looking at it, they're enamored by it because it just looks like a piece of art. And it is. And for $25 minus 20%, what's that, $5 off? $4 off? It's like, it wasn't very much money to have this next experiment. And it may not work at all. It might be completely soft focus, or it might be a look that I like, or it might only be good for infinity focus, or it might be, you know, too limiting in exposures, but it'll be an interesting experiment. And I like to play. And I think that that's an important element in being a creative, is to try things and be creative and be willing to try and fail. And this may fail. But it looks like a beautifully made piece, and I bet it cost a bunch of money back in the day. I think the 110A and the 110B are the models that people talk about sourcing, and maybe you can get them around $150, $100, $200 maybe. And they have a better lens because it's actually a lens you can set with shutter speed and aperture and control it. But I didn't want to spend that, and I really didn't want to convert a camera. I just wanted to be able to use it as is, because I'm not very good at sawing pieces off and modifying like that. But I had read before I bought it, somebody else said, yeah, you can just drop a piece of 4x5 film in there and it will be held in place by the pressure plate. I'm like, that's worth a little try. That's my playground. A Polaroid 4x5, which I haven't shot yet, but I have laid a piece of film in there to see how it would lay. And we'll see how it works. It may work well, it may not, and that's part of the fun. All right, let's say photography talk. Have you ever tried modifying a Polaroid, or just not even modifying, just throwing a piece of 4x5 film into it and seeing how it works? I'm going to find out. It might not be this week, but it'll be sometime soon. All right, let's say photography talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. I welcome comments, and thanks so much for watching.